If your lower back hurts after walking or standing or even running errands, the problem may not actually be your back. It may be your walking shoes. Now, most women think more cushioning is the answer, but I don't. I think it's about finding that right balance between cushioning and stability. Because when a shoe is too soft for your body, your feet can become less stable. And when your feet become less stable, your knees, your hips, your lower back often have to work harder with every step. So the goal is finding the right balance for your body. And that's exactly how I narrowed it down to these 4 shoes. Today, I'll show you the 4 walking shoes I recommend most for women with lower back pain. And more importantly, how to know which one is right for your back. One is my favorite if you spend a lot of time on your feet. One is my favorite if balance is your biggest concern. One is my favorite if you like the feel of HOKA. And the last shoe is one I recently recommended to a close walking girlfriend of mine. And a few weeks later, she called and said, that's it. So I'll tell you why at the end. I'm Mary Sue with the Trusty Shoe Guides, and I've spent over 40 years in the shoe industry learning how shoes are made and helping women find shoes that keep them comfortable, stable, and walking strong. Let's get started. If I could only recommend one shoe for women with lower back pain, this is where I'd start. The Brooks Adrenaline GTS. And here's why. This shoe is designed to control unnecessary movement without feeling stiff or restrictive. Now take a look at this. Notice how much effort it takes to twist this shoe. Now I'm going to compare this to a popular Skechers shoe. See how much easier this one is to twist? That tells you that this shoe allows for a lot more movement, and the Brooks Adrenaline resists that movement. And for many women with back pain, that's exactly what you want, because less movement at your feet often means less unnecessary movement through your knees, hips, and eventually your lower back. Now, Brooks accomplishes this with something called GuideRails. They don't force your foot into a certain position. Instead, this technology gently guides your foot if it starts moving further than it should. I like to think kind of like guardrails on a highway. Most of the time, you hardly even notice they're there. But when you need them, they do come in handy and keep you on course. Now, the Adrenaline also gives you enough cushioning to soften each step without feeling overly soft or unstable. And that's why it's usually my starting point for women over 50 with lower back pain. It gives you the balance of stability and cushioning that I think most women with back pain need. But not everyone likes the same feel underfoot, so some women do like more cushioning, or some want a little bit of a smoother stride. So stay with me. I think you'll like the next 3 shoes. Now, if you'd like to check out any of the shoes in this video, I'll link to all of them in the description below. If you're on your feet for hours at a time, especially on hard surfaces, I would lean toward the Brooks Glycerin GTS. It gives you more cushioning without giving up stability. Now, compared to the Adrenaline, the first thing you'll notice is that extra cushioning. You feel it almost immediately when you step into it. If your back starts to ache after you've been on your feet for a while, that extra cushioning can make a really big difference. And the nice thing is you still get Brooks GuideRails. So you haven't given up the stability that keeps excess movement under control. There is one trade-off though. More cushioning feels wonderful, but it also puts you a little higher off the ground than this one. So if balance is your number one concern, you may feel more confident in a lower profile shoe like the Adrenaline. But for many women, that extra cushioning will be well worth the trade-off. Okay, one quick tip on this shoe. If you're interested in this, make sure you look at the GTS version. Brooks makes a GTS and a neutral version, and the GTS is the one that gives you that extra side-to-side stability. Okay, next up is the HOKA Arahi. Now, one of the things that makes HOKA feel so different is its rocker sole. Let's take a look at this. It gently rolls you forward with each step, so walking feels smoother and takes a little less effort. Now, a lot of women tell me that they'd like HOKA's cushioning, but they're worried that the shoes will feel too tall or too bulky, and I completely understand that. That's why, if you're interested in HOKA, I really would recommend the Arahi, because you still get HOKA's signature cushioning and you still get that smooth rolling motion, but you also get some added stability that many women with lower back pain need. And because it isn't quite as soft or as high off the ground as like the Bondi or the Clifton, I actually feel much more confident walking in the shoe, especially on uneven surfaces, parking lots, or really anywhere where the surface isn't perfectly flat. So if you've wanted to try a HOKA, but some other models looked a little bit too big or too soft, I think the Rahi is an excellent place to start. And finally, let's take a look at the ASICS Gel Kayano. Remember that walking friend I mentioned earlier? Well, she found her max cushion shoes too soft, but the Brooks Adrenaline, when she tried it, she felt like it was a little too firm for her. And then I suggested she try the ASICS Gel Kayano, and that's when she called me a few weeks later to say, thumbs up, I found my shoe. And I understand why she felt that way, because compared to the Adrenaline, the Kayano has a softer, smoother feel underfoot, and it still provides excellent stability. Now, its guidance system helps keep your foot moving in a controlled path without feeling stiff or overly corrective. The heel is very secure, the cushioning absorbs impact beautifully, and every step feels smooth from heel to toe. So if you've tried a stability shoe and wished it was just felt a little bit softer, you tried a max cushion shoe and you felt like there was a little too much cushion, the ASICS Gel Kayano is definitely worth trying. For some women, it may hit that sweet spot between comfort and cushioning and stability. Okay, so which one is right for you? Now, if I had to place these 4 shoes on a spectrum, here's how I would think about them. On one end, I have the Brooks Adrenaline. It offers the most supportive, grounded feel. The next is the ASICS Gel Kayano. It still provides excellent support, but with a softer, smoother ride. Then comes the HOKA Arahi. This one combines good stability with a rocker sole that makes walking feel easier. And then on the other end, I would say the Brooks Glycerin GTS. This one is going to be the softest and most cushioned of the 4 while still providing some stability. Now, I hope this video helps you find a shoe that helps with your lower back pain. And if you like more on shoes and healthy aging, I'd like to invite you to join my newsletter. Each week, I share practical shoe advice, comfort tips, style ideas, and healthy aging insights to keep you active and independent. You'll find the link in the description below. And if you found this video helpful, go ahead and give me a thumbs up or subscribe or leave me a comment. I would absolutely love to hear your feedback. Stay well, friends. Keep walking strong, and I'll see you next week.